An inmate escaped into a snowstorm and then immediately asked to be let back in prison. A shaman agrees to stop casting genital spells, and a Kentucky Republican pushes a bill to make sex with first cousins not incest. These are the weird stories for Wednesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy. An inmate escapes into a snowstorm and then immediately asks to be let back into prison. This is sort of like the inmate version of a house cat, right? An escaped inmate had second thoughts once he got outside and began trudging through the thick snow in sub-freezing temperatures. That's why you always got to check the weather report before you escape prison. This is just prison escape 101. I've never even escaped prison, and I know that you have to check the weather report. You got to make sure it's safe for you to run away. This guy got out there. I'm free! I'm free! All right, I don't want to be free anymore. I don't want to be free. I don't like freedom. It hurts. Freedom hurts right now. Let me back in. This story's out of the state of Tennessee. Tennessee officials say DeMarcus Davis, age 20, turned himself over to the police Sunday night, only 45 minutes after escaping from custody. What happened was Mr. Davis was in a patrol car bound for the Shelby County Jail. Apparently, the police didn't lock the door. This is Police 101. They failed on their end as well. I guess he just opened the door and ran out. The Memphis police had been alerted earlier to a prisoner who had escaped a car at an intersection. And then the police issued a department-wide broadcast, including Davis's description. In hindsight, it seems a department-wide broadcast asking to recover Davis was unnecessary because Davis decided that it was too damn cold. Davis is charged with 2 counts of child rape dating back to 2022. Davis allegedly flagged down a bystander in the snow and asked them to call the police for him so he could turn himself in. I'd imagine had the bystander knew that he was charged with child rape, might not have helped him out so quickly. He might have just left him to freeze in a snowbank. Maybe handcuffed him to a pole to freeze. Is that too cruel? It was snowing in Memphis when a still handcuffed Davis took off, they say. The average temperature at the time Davis took off from the patrol car, 13 degrees. Ooh, not ideal for a getaway. I assume he probably wasn't wearing the proper winter attire as well. Probably no scarf or muffler or hat or down coat of any sort. And those handcuffs probably get real cold in 13 degrees, I'd imagine. I remember as a kid, I wanted to have fun in the snow. Snowball fights, sledding. But then after a couple hours, I'm like, I've had about enough of this 5-degree weather. I want to be back inside with a little cup of hot cocoa. Ooh, and those little tiny marshmallows in the hot cocoa. You guys know the one, the powdered one that comes with the tiny marshmallows in there. Ooh, give me some of that. I hate winter. A shaman is going to stop casting genital spells. Well, that's a pretty good New Year's resolution, I'd say. Stop casting those genital spells. I better get my deposit back, though. Real quick, this story is out of Thailand. A 35-year-old professed shaman has confessed to charges related to him casting spells over clients' genitals and anuses and has promised to stop doing this, casting spells over anuses and genitals. What kind of spells? Are these curses or blessings? I'd like to know what exactly a genital spell is. This guy's name is, I can't pronounce this name, guys. This is just too much for me. I'm going to try. All right, Jonesy, hold on. Let me stretch. Okay, here we go. Let me do some vocal warm-up exercises. Me. Okay, here we go. Apiwarasit puangseang. Apiwarasit puangasang. Can't say it. Can't say it, guys. Oh, thank God there's an AKA. Okay, he also is known as... Oh, this isn't much easier. He's also known as Ajarn Man, Ajarn Man, Ajarn Man. Maybe Ajarn means genitals. A genital man. He made headlines in the Time media recently after videos of him performing some rites, casting spells on clients' private parts, went viral. Ajarn Man said the videos had been taken by staff and friends and were intended to be shared only with the potential clients to inform them of his services. They were not intended for any sort of pornographic use whatsoever or to be made public at all. Sounds like something a charlatan would say. Yes, my videos were only intended to be used to trick people into paying for my fake services. They weren't meant to be made public. Says here that Genital Man had been casting spells over clients' private areas for about a decade. Wow, that's a long time to get away with this trick. Spread your legs. Now I will put my face between your thighs and cast my magical chants. What? Who wants these sorts of services? Do they work? Make my monster grow, shaman! Make it grow! Ajarn Man agreed that the rites were improper, he says. He apologized for performing these and promised to stop offering these services and to focus his spells on other areas of the body, such as faces, arms, and hands. So for the future clients who are hoping to hire him to cast a magical nutsack spell on you so that they never sag, so sorry. You can only get spells on your face, arms, and hands. I don't even know what that would be. Maybe he can clear up acne? Police say that Genital Man will be charged with putting pornographic information into computer systems which were accessible to the public. It sounds to me like this guy made promo videos and shared them via social media or on YouTube. And then they ended up being pornographic because, as you can imagine, the people in the video getting the junk spell are probably naked from the waist down, probably didn't consent to the video being released in such a way as well. There's a picture of this shaman. He looks like he looks like somebody cast a Botox spell on him, I have to say. I mean, what is up with his face, bro? This guy doesn't look like a shaman at all. Looks like a skateboarder. Do you guys believe in spell castings? Call the show, 646-450-2012. I once interviewed a fella out here in Los Angeles for a weird show that I hosted years ago. This guy was convinced that his ex-girlfriend cast a love spell on him and that it totally ruined his life. He was 100% convinced of this. So, I mean, I'm open to it. Yay! A Kentucky Republican pushes a bill to make sex with first cousins not incest. Well, the next family reunion sure gonna be fun. Spank me, daddy, brother, spank me. A Kentucky Republican has introduced some legislation that would amend the state's law so that a person who had sex with their first cousin would no longer be criminally liable for any sort of incest whatsoever. How dare you, big government, and your overregulation, trying to keep us from finding hotties at the family barbecue? This is House Bill 269, which they probably stole from Alabama. State Representative Nick Wilson is sponsoring this and has presented it to the House committee. According to the Kentucky General Assembly website, this bill would strike, quote, first cousin from the list of familial relationships denied as unlawful incest in the state of Kentucky. The amendment would also reduce the designation of incest by contact to a Class D felony for some cases, quote, unless it is committed with a person who is less than 12 years of age, in which case it is a Class C. I looked up a Class D felony. In that category, you have criminal mischief, witness tampering, looting, these sorts of things. $10,000 fine, 1 to 5 years in prison. So nice to know that if you if you sleep with your 13-year-old cousin, you might get away with just a year in prison. Well, rednecks are gonna redneck. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cue the banjo music. They got a photo here of the Kentucky Republican Nick Wilson, who I will just refer to as Congressman Cousin Shagger. He looks a little off. He looks as though his parents agree with his incest emendations. He don't look okay. Kentucky law states that a person is guilty of incest if they engage in sexual relations with a person they know to be, quote, his or her parent, child, grandparent, grandchild, great-grandparent, great-grandchild, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, brother, sister, first cousin, ancestor, or descendant. Now, the amendment introduced by Mr. Wilson, if passed, would remove first cousin from that long list of relatives. It would also alter Kentucky law on parole for violent offenders to include a person who has been convicted of incest by sexual contact within the definition as well. We have someone in the story named Eliza Orleans, a New York public defender. She says Wilson's bill is truly insane. Truly insane? Well, not if you want webbed toes and 3 nipples in your family. Then it's totally reasonable. Oh, yeah, Kentucky. The state slogan of Kentucky should be, Kentucky, when your family tree is just a straight pole. I got some more jokes. How do they celebrate Halloween in Kentucky? They humpkin. Humpkin. Humpkin? Do you guys know what KFC stands for? Kentucky Fondle's Cousins. Hey! All right, that last one was lame. My cousin from Kentucky, she feels so good. Do. My cousin from Kentucky, I'll invite you to the wedding, yeah. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Dave Baxter, who became a member of the Patreon. We got to give love to Dave Baxter. I think he's from New Zealand. Dave Baxter became a Patreon member. I got the email this morning, and I'm so grateful. So I just want to give a shout out to Dave Baxter. We give thanks and praise for the gratitude, the generosity of Dave Baxter, showing some love to Jonesy and the Weird AF News podcast by supporting. It's a great way to support the show. Join the Patreon. Please enjoy the extra content inside the Patreon. I posted something yesterday. Going to do so again today. Those of you who are in the patron, check that out. Came across a really funky article this morning about a classic Boston bank robbery from the 50s that they made some movies about, and I was kind of unaware of it. So anyway, a really cool article, so I'm going to put that in there. Anyways, thanks again for joining the Patreon. You guys can join the Patreon by going to weirdafnews.com. Click on the Patreon banner. Also, someone bought me a coffee. I mean, we're just waking up to donations today that make me smile. April and Billy in Siberia bought Jonesy a coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com, where you can click on the little coffee mug. There's a little baby coffee mug right there. You just click on that. You can buy me a coffee, or just go to buymeacoffee.com, that website, /funnyjones, and you'll find me. And you can keep me caffeinated. Anyways, big shout out to April and Billy in Siberia. Siberia? I think that means Chicago, right? After listening to, they wrote me a message, by the way, April and Billy. After listening to the news that makes me wish a meteor would just wipe us all out, Jonesy. Me and my fiance listen to your news that makes us laugh out loud, makes us feel better. And perhaps living in Siberia isn't so bad at all. At least it's not Florida. That's lovely. What a nice message. Thank you, April and Billy. That's so sweet of you to buy me a coffee and to write me this lovely little message. Makes me feel nice and warm inside. Can someone correct me on Siberia? I'm guessing it's just Chicago, right? But you're calling it Siberia because the weather's like Siberia. I'm not that bright, but sometimes I can piece things together. Oh, man, imagine being in Chicago right now. Oh, and my family back in Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire getting slammed as well. It's just horrible right now. There's like a deep freeze going across a big part of the country. I feel so sorry. You guys should move to sunny Southern California, guys. I'm telling you. Don't be afraid of trans people. They're okay. Come on out here. Enjoy the sunshine. Just, when you're walking down the sidewalk in downtown LA, just watch out for the human feces. That's all. Other than that, it's great around here. High rent. Oh, yeah. $6 coffees. Anyways, I will be playing softball this weekend, so a lot of you can't say that, and then that makes me really happy. I'll be playing softball and watching football. Football. Oh, we should have a moment of silence for Jim in Cleveland, who's Browns were eliminated from the playoffs over the weekend. So sorry, Jim. We love Jim, though. We really do. I really thought the Browns had it this year. Some key injuries, though, I think, down the stretch. But you got a good coach and a good core team, so I think you'll be okay moving forward. Just got to get that quarterback situation in order. My Patriots got rid of our coach, Bill Belichick. You know that guy, right? 24 years. We'll be moving on from him. Pretty sad day as a New England Patriots fan when they let go of the greatest coach in NFL history. I'm dealing with that, but it's okay. I'm looking forward to the future and what it might bring. Anyways, enough sports, right? That's boring as hell. If you guys want to email me, funnyjones@gmail.com, please do so. Send me some stories if you think that they're weird enough for the show. The number is 646-450-2012 as well. And my Instagram is @funnyjones. That's a place where you can follow me. I put a lot of clips of me doing stand-up in there. And information regarding where I'm performing every weekend as well. So anyways, it's good for that. Or do nothing. Just listen to the show. That's all you got to do. You don't owe me anything at all. And good luck with your life, man. Have to say that. Good luck with your life, guys.
Yay!